Hi guys, it's Louise from Craft Geek Dioramas, and what I thought to do is today is show you a little showcase of some of my collection. A lot of people ask me why I got into diorama work, and it's probably because I'm quite a huge action figure collector. And predominantly my collection started with Star Wars. That was my kind of original collection that I had. And when we moved house a year or so ago, I had to downsize quite dramatically on what I had. So what I decided to do was to reduce my Star Wars collection just down to Han Solo, because he's obviously my favourite character from the movies, and I thought that it would probably be easier to concentrate on one character than trying to collect everything, because the Star Wars universe is just enormous. I'd probably be able to fill my house with everything. So what I thought I'd show you today is just part of my collection. I have got a Jason diorama there. Obviously doesn't really go with my Han Solo part of my room, but he's waiting to be raffled, so he's just there in a safe place at the moment. So what I thought I'd show you is just a closer version of my Han Solo collection for anybody that may be interested. It makes a change from the diorama work, and it's just something a bit different. So if I come a little bit closer, all this used to be in cases, but what I did is I actually decided to move my room around a month or so ago and try and make this area of my workroom sort of my Star Wars Han Solo area, because it's the largest part of my collection. I do collect other stuff as well, but this is my biggest part of my collection, which I'm forever growing. There's lots of things that I want, but unfortunately the things I want now are the more costly things, and so it's slowed down quite considerably. So if I just come in a bit closer and I can show you. Okay, if we start on the bottom shelf here. So in the background of this shelf you can see some comic books, and this one here is obviously the variant of the first edition of the new Marvel Star Wars, obviously with him on it. There is another one, but with the vintage figure on it, but it's just at the moment it's not at the forefront of what I want, but I do want to get it at some point. It's quite expensive at the moment, so for now I've got that one. I've got 3 Han Solo at Star's End comic books, which I've got to put into some comic sleeves. I haven't got around to doing it yet. I've actually read these. They're the Dark Horse comics series, a part 3 of 3-part series that they did. It's actually really good. So that's that one. And then I've got a vintage Star Wars here, which, if I can get in there, I don't really want to start pulling everything out. It's got obviously him on the cover there. I don't know what number it is. It's one of the originals. Can't actually see. I think it's number 70, is it? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, it's from the late 70s, early 80s. So that's those. And then if I come along here, I've got my vintage Han Solo in one of these cases here. I've got to put all of them in there actually. I haven't got round to doing it all yet because I acquired a few more a few months back, but I've had this one quite some time, and I put him in there. He's actually in really good condition for his age. And then I've got the last 17 Han Solo. We've been after him forever, and a very kind friend of mine sent me lots of Han Solo figures. My son has a lot of them, but I obviously kept the vintage ones. So I was so chuffed when I got him, because I've been after him for some time. This little one here, this is a little Gentle Giant Han Solo. They do a couple of different ones. I've still got a couple to get, and I will get around to getting them at some point. Yes, Ant-Man is stood there. He's like my Easter egg. He's yeah, he's just there. The Han Solo, it's a money box actually. It's made out of hard plastic, but I really like it. And what else have we got here? We've got a Kubrick Han Solo, which I got off eBay for quite a reasonable price. They can go for silly prices at times. I've got a Mighty Mug Han Solo there. He's not boxed. All my pop ones are boxed, but he isn't. He is a Gentle Giant statue. He does need repainting. I got him at a really good price, and I will get him off to be repainted. His skin tone is not great, but I will get it done at some point. Not the great likeness to Harrison Ford, but I don't know, there's some kind of like, I don't know, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but I think they're not allowed to, for license fees or something, to make it look exactly like him for some bizarre reason. But obviously it's Han Solo, so I've got to have him. Okay, I think this is from a chess set, a little Han Solo. And I've got the Black Series Han on the Tauntaun. I have been waiting ages for him, and a really good friend of mine decided to sell his Black Series collection, and I was in there like a flash. He knew I was after it, and he gave me first refusals, so I was so chuffed when I got that. You can see my Star Wars stamps in the background there as well. And here's another Gentle Giant Han Solo, Hoth Han Solo. I actually really like this statue. It's beautifully detailed. Again, facial similarity is not great. It's better than that one, which looks nothing like him when you look straight on. But I just love the detail on that one. And then I've got a Han Solo mug. I think they're from the 90s. They did lots of different ones, but obviously the ones I did have I sold, and I kept him. I've got all the boxes I keep them in the attic. I don't ever throw the boxes away, but obviously I like to display, so if I'm going to display, you need to see it. And this is the Han Solo from, again, looks absolutely nothing like him, but this is the Han Solo from the Millennium Falcon build. I think it came with it, with the series that they were doing, and lots of people were selling them off. I grabbed him before he went ridiculously expensive, as soon as Han Solo got killed in the Star Wars movie. And anybody that says, oh, I haven't seen it, you should have seen it by now. It's nearly like 7 months ago. As soon as he obviously got killed by Kylo Ren in Star Wars, all Han Solo stuff now has just rocketed in price. So I'm glad I got him when I did, because people are asking ridiculous money for it now, and they will never sell them because, you know, it's just silly. Again, another little Gentle Giant mini statue. I've got the Funko Pop Han Solo Hoth. I think I've only got one Funko Pop to get of him actually, which is the new one. I saw it in HMV the other day, and I wish I picked it up. I didn't, put it down, and now it's not there, so I'm going to have to try and get him off eBay. But one of my pops came really smashed, so I'm always really nervous for getting him in the post. And then we've got another vintage Han. He's not in the best condition. He is just his, obviously he's lost a bit of paint on his head there, but apart from that, he's actually in really good condition. And I've got my Hoth vintage Han in another. Again, I've got to get one of these for these other ones, but I'll get round to that. But yeah, so that's that shelf. And I've got a little Kinder Egg Han hanging there. Right, second shelf. We've got this Han Solo here, which I think was, oh God, is it the Epic Force? They did different ones. They did a Stormtrooper, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I had all of those. Again, I've sold them all on in time, but I kept obviously Han Solo. It's a little Han Solo Lego figure which came from a book. And I've got the Han Solo Snow Gear, which is from the new movie Force Awakens back there, which was the Loot Crate version. I don't have Loot Crate, so again I got him from eBay at quite a reasonable price at the time. Again, that's soared in price. This piece is really hard to find. I'm going to try and remember what it is now. I should have wrote all this down before I started doing it. It'll come back to me in a minute, the range that it is. Unleashed, Star Wars Unleashed figures. Obviously there's no articulation in them, but they're sort of about 8 to 9 inches high. And they are really hard. Some of them are really hard to get hold of, and this one especially in good condition is hard to get. So I've had him quite a few years. Absolutely love this piece. I'd probably say it's probably one of my favourites of him. And we've got the Black Series Han. I've got all the Black Series here in the middle. He was my first Han from the Black Series. And the Stormtrooper Han, I haven't taken him out of the box, and he won't be coming out of the box either. I need to get another one of these boxed actually, if I can ever find one now. The Cantina Showdown, I got this one from America. You can get it over here obviously, but this one is a Toys R Us exclusive, which they did in America. So if you get one from the UK, it didn't have that sticker on it. So I got that at the time. My family in America who got that for me arrived immaculate, and that will never ever 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 be sold, because that now is really sought after, and it's never coming out of the box either. I'm not normally a person that stores everything in boxes, but there's certain things that I just will not take out, and that will not be taken out. I had a custom made Han Solo at the time, because they never made an Empire Han Solo, and Empire Strike Back is my favourite Star Wars movie, so I acquired another Black Series Han, which I had made into this by Sean Murdoch, which he's a really talented guy, and he did an absolutely fantastic job. Love it. And I've obviously got my Force Awakens Han in the background, which I was really chuffed to get. And here we go, this is another Unleashed Han Solo, which is the same as the one on the ramp going up to the Millennium Falcon. And again, he's hard to get. You can get him, but he's hard to get. Both of these I got came boxed. I did take them out of the box because I like to display, but no, I'm so chuffed I got these two, because they're really hard to find. You have to wait a long time to get them, here in the UK anyway. This little piece is from a 2-set piece, which I think is the 30th anniversary, 25th anniversary, I can't remember off the top of my head. It was in a blue box, and the other set comes with Chewie and Leia, and this side comes with Luke and Han. I do have the, I think I've still got the the Leia and Chewie half in a box somewhere, but obviously I just wanted this half because it's got Han on it. Again, a hard piece to find. Really lucky I found these in a little local shop actually. Okay, and we've got a Han Solo Funko Pop. This was a re-release because the original you couldn't get anymore, and it went ridiculous price. So upset with this because it came like that, which really winds me up, but not a lot I can do about it. But from where it's set, you can't really see it. And in the background here you can see all my Kenner dolls. These are like from the 90s, early 90s, of all of the Han Solos. Again, they were all boxed. I've got the boxes, but obviously I wanted to display them. I have got 2 Hoths. One hasn't got snow on it, one has. Very random. I got the Han in Carbonite one, he's got his shackles on him. And the one Stormtrooper Han, he's got his helmet. But I also, the Stormtrooper Han came with a 2-pack with Luke. I sold Luke and I kept Han, obviously. And the really weird looking Han one there, the shackle one, the the Carbonite Han. That was the other part of it that came with it. Okay, now stretching up to the top, there's not actually huge amounts up here, but I'll have to do it like this. I got a Han Solo mug from my husband for Christmas. That came from America actually. I think it took about 3,000 years to get here. He paid a ridiculous amount for it, and there's no way I'm going to use it because what he paid for that mug is just ridiculous. But that's probably one of the first things he's ever bought me without me knowing what he was buying, because he never buys me anything collectible wise. So I was pretty impressed actually. And in the background there you can see a Han Solo piece of art I did by Jenny. She's on Facebook and she made that for me, and it's amazing. I love it. I've had that a few years. It's a little Han Solo which I made into a Force Awakens one, and I've got the original type over here. So I kind of just made him into a Force Awakens one, just painted the hair and the coat. You can see a Star Wars set cars there. I can't get up any higher because it's really high. It's got a Chewie car and a Han car, so I got that one. The Empire 3D effect magazine that came out when Force Awakens was released. I grabbed that because that's really hard to get now. And all these mugs on the front here, obviously not Han Solo related, and I can't find the Han Solo one anywhere. That's the only one I have to get for the set, and I got 4 of these from some really good friends, and I got the rest of them on eBay. So I really like them. I could never part with them. I just wish I could find him. Power of the Force Han with Jabba the Hutt. That won't come out the box. It's mint in the box and I'm not taking it out. We've got a little Han Solo skateboard, top deck one. Got a Han Solo Mighty mug, which is boxed. That won't be coming out. And there is a Star Wars first edition, well, it came out with the Marvel one, which is obviously a variant of that one that I've got there. You can't see it because it's behind the thing. And then this here on the end is a paper craft thing that I made. I just thought it was kind of cool. Okay, we've got a Star Wars film originals. I think they did lots of different ones. Well, that one obviously is Han Solo. I've had that a little while, so I'll keep that one. And then we've got the 90s Kenner Han Solo in Carbonite. I love it. It actually looks really cool on the wall. And like I said, it come with him, but I kept it separate and put it on the wall. This is the Revel, however you want to say it, Millennium Falcon that I made. It was just a click together one. I had the mini one as well, and then I got this one. It's my only Millennium Falcon actually, believe it or not. I will be looking into getting some more, but it's just where I store them really. And then a little Han Solo picture down there. And if we just go over to my top shelf here, I've got a Diamond Select, I think, do it. The big 1/4 inch Han Solo. I wanted to have his face repainted, but I can't get his head off. And he's enormous, so I'm going to leave it as is for now. Sideshow Han. He was my first 1/6 Han. Well, my only 1/6 Han at the moment, actually. I have got the Hot Toys on pre-order, the second release of it. And I got a Han Solo Disney Store. He is impossible to find now because they don't do them anymore. He is just great. I love him. Where is it? Let's have a look here. Yeah. God, I love it. Just love this. He won't come out of the box either. Really cool. Just love it. So that's that. And then I've got the big Disney Han Solo the 18-inch Han Solo. I got him, I think, in Argos. I think it was half price at the time, because I think they're normally like £30. The Jack Specific one it is. And I got the Han Solo bobblehead. Again, another hard piece to find. He's really hard to find now. And last but not least, I've got my Han Solo Kotobukiya set, which I again have been after for ages. And I got a really good price from a guy on a action figure group. No box with it, but they are absolutely immaculate. And I have to say, it's probably one of my favourite sets. It's just that, to me, just says Han Solo. And the only other thing that I've really got is I've got a custom made gun, which I purchased off of eBay. My husband bought that for me for my birthday a few years ago. It does actually work. I'm not going to touch it because if I do it'll fall down, but if you pull the trigger it makes blaster sounds. And I've got a edition of original Star Wars comic with obviously the man Han on the front. And I've got a printed picture of him there with a Millennium Falcon. And the only other Star Wars related thing I've got is my lightsaber, which I think, well, I can't find the button to get it going. I don't want to knock everything off. So yeah, that's it. That's my Han Solo collection. So hope you enjoyed that. I just thought I'd give you a little tour of what I've got so far, and I'll speak to you guys soon.